Hi, Nobby. How are you?
How are you? You okay?
Very good. Yeah, good, mate. Thanks for joining us today. And great to see you looking well. How have you been across in Peru with the COVID outbreak?
Well, first of all, been difficult, very difficult situation, well, all around the world. And but unfortunately, we have to deal with this. It's not easy for some people to know working day by day. So, but we have to. Yes, only decision being from the government to stay at home, lock down, to make sure you be safe. So now everybody's in the same situation. So we have to follow the rules. I hope so end soon this situation to come back into the game, into the football, come back to work, come back to the normal life.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Well, good to see you fitting well. The way this works, anyway, is the fans send us questions, and they're usually quite quick, so I do try to keep on top of them. But there's the first one. ST1973 Trotter says, "What was your favourite goal for Newcastle?"
Oof, I enjoy very much because it was my first season. The goal I scored against Manchester United. We lost 2-1. Was in the season 98-99. I was very enjoyed that goal and put in the top corner. It was a great team. Was in that time for Manchester United, but unfortunately we didn't win the game. But I enjoy very much that free kick.
Yeah, good stuff. Mup Murphy, best player you have played against?
Wolf in England, I got the fortune to play in one of the best leagues. It's difficult to say one player, but to me, it's too many good players. Ryan Giggs, I would say Thierry Henry, David Beckham. Was too many superstars in England. It's difficult to stay with one, but then three was in that time they was on fire.
Kevin Henderson says, "Best Newcastle player that you've played with?"
Well, for sure, I will mention always saying in his best times, and he was really one to play. I love to enjoy with Kieron Dyer, play with Kieron Dyer, linking with him. For sure, Alan was another great Bellamy. Alan was a great player, I'm enjoy to in that time to deliver the goals, to deliver the balls, to play, to try to find them in the box. It was a very, to me, was very, very intelligent players. I'm enjoy very much.
Okay. Joe McClellan says, "When all is said and done with the takeover, would Nobby return as a coach if he was asked under the new ownership?" It's a difficult question to ask you. You're involved with the Peruvian national team, but I think I could probably speak for you. If an opportunity came about and you were out of work, I'm sure you'd jump at the opportunity to come back to Newcastle.
Well, first of all, I want to wish that situation happen. As every fans for sure. I will see what happens in the future. For sure, I would love to come back one day to Newcastle and be part again of the club. But my first wish, like everybody, I think is I hope so. These people take it over finally, and we probably enjoy Newcastle now be again competitive. So, but for sure, is asking you any lad, any player want to be in the club, part of the club, especially in this maybe successful time, I will be really happy with that.
Good stuff. Della's Geordie says, "How did you feel when you knew that you were coming back home to Newcastle?" Of course, everybody will remember that amazing day. St James's Park was packed. Michael Owen was being unveiled to the Geordie public. And the song that was echoing round the ground wasn't "There's Only One Michael Owen." It was the Nobby Solano song.
For sure, I was absolutely delighted. It was amazing for me. I mean, I was very grateful for the fans. Always appreciate what I've done for the club. When I got the opportunity to come back to the club, I've never thinking twice. I was say, "Oh, I want to come back." It was a very, very happy day to back to the club. Yes, I'm very proud. I'm very proud. I'm very pleased with the fans for that welcome. That welcome you give me to me in that day. But for sure, it was one of the best days I have in my life.
Yeah, great stuff. Sean Sturrock says, hi, Nobby. What are your thoughts on Thiago Amalda and Pedro de la Vega? Should Newcastle be looking at young players like them?
For sure, for sure. I mean, if Newcastle want to be back to competitive, I believe that's the first thing. They start to signing good players. You have to bring quality, talents, superstars, like it happened with Manchester City, happened with Manchester United, all big clubs. You need to big score. I think I know these guys. I've seen a little bit. They're superstar, but for sure, we hope so. We hope so. For sure, when the people arrive in the club, they take it over. The manager, first of all, the manager has to be very important for the club. You know, he will sign in for sure good players.
Peter Robson says, who's the hardest defender that you've ever faced?
Ooh, I remember really tough was Sol Campbell, Tony Adams, Q, the other guy from Arsenal, used to play with Tony Adams together. Q, they're really, well, in general, big guys always in England. You know, defenders really, really tough. I think Ebra, in that time, Hensen, when he used to play for Manchester United, they're really tough defenders to try to pass them.
Yeah. Joe Walker says, magical footballer. I think he means you, Nobby, not me. Had you heard of Newcastle much before joining us?
No, like everybody in the same situation, go through to what we hearing from the newspaper, things like that. The only we can is still, yes, wishes is fingers crossed to everything happened. You know, at the moment we don't know much about. I hope so. Like everybody hopes to Newcastle get now done, ready to be for the next season. At the moment is everything like a lockdown with this situation, make it slow. Or you need to make sure. First of all, the people will be fine, when they have to come back to the football, players and the fans, you know. But I don't know much. We're in the same situation.
Okay. Gavin King says, who's the best person that you saw in training but never really made it in the Premier League? Was there anybody who didn't quite reach the standards, who you thought should have done better?
Well, we have in that time, I remember some good, decent young players. I remember one of them come through, didn't play much, was Jimmy McLean. Is there another young lad? I can't remember his name. Ridley is excellent, was number 10, I can't remember his name. He was another special good player, could stay with us. But, you know, always in big clubs at that time, when you have a good player, very competitive, you need to be strong, especially for the young lads come through. I remember who made it at that time, Michael Chopra, Shola Meobi, Andy Carroll. So it's not easy when you, especially you start in the clubs, big clubs like the academic, to go through is sometimes very tough, very, very difficult.
Mark Dalton says, Nobby, thank you for your time and commitment to Newcastle. What was it like to play with big Duncan Ferguson and Alan Shearer in the same team?
Whoa, it was, for me, I knew it. I had to put the ball in the box. One of these two lads going in there and fighting for that ball. It was a great link together. It's not easy to play two number 9s together. You see in football, sometimes it's not that simple. But they two get very good combination. I mean, Duncan all the time go for the ball, for the flicks, and Alan link with him. There's some games linking together. The only thing is, well, the only in that situation, that moment with this striker, the similar style of football, it was difficult to play the ball in behind the defender because they're not fast, they don't have a pace. But at that time, I remember we have a great games when they're two together in the pitch.
Yeah, 100%. John Justice Allen says, if Poch becomes manager, will it help attract top South American talent? And is there any players that you rate highly?
Yeah, for sure. I know Pochettino. I'm very glad for him. I played against him many years ago when I used to play in Argentina. He was defender, and he did great job. And in England, he do great job, and he know very well now the Premier League. He do fantastic job with the Spurs. So for sure, he will know now the football to see talents. Now with this technology, nothing to hide now, no anymore. Everybody can see around the world good players. So for sure, whatever it is him or somebody else, for sure, who will be available to tell him, or they know probably about the great South American players all the time producing here in this continent. You know, it's in Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, Peru, Colombia. So we'll be pleased. Anything will be good to the club. We can help him for sure. I will take that. We will appreciate that to do that.
Murphy says, if you were playing today, what manager would you like to play for?
You have a very good managers around. Like you've been mentioned Pochettino, you've been mentioned Guardiola. Rafa Benitez has been doing so well over there as well. So to me, the available guy, if you can see the way he played the football he played, Pochettino, at the moment it's a little bit sound for everyone because he do a great job. But end of the day, that's a perfect question for the new owners.
Yeah, a lot of people who've been asked that question on here have said Klopp. I think a lot of players would love to play for Klopp. I mean, you know, he's obviously very happy at Liverpool, but I think, you know, he seems to be the most talented manager in the Premier League at the moment.
Yes, for sure. He's a young, excellent. He do great jobs. You know, can tell how the relationship with it. It's a very important. I think when you in this, you have to bring the right guy to working with because you will bring superstars, great players. So they need to deal so well with the manager. Apart from you being coaching, whatever you are, if you know the relationship is very important. It's not like in my age, in my time, sometimes managers don't speak much to you, very strong, but now the players getting more sensible in that way. So I think he will be, because he's a young manager, he's no older than, I think it's 50 years between there. So he knows. The answer is he did a great job in Spurs and Tottenham. So it's another great option for the club if the new owner want to find somebody, no?
Yeah. Tom Dixon says, Nobby, how many red cards did you have during your career?
It's not many, my friend. I always try to enjoy playing football. So I wasn't the person to like a tackles. I like more enjoying with the ball and playing more football. So I think in England, in Newcastle, happened only, if I'm not wrong, twice in England. But in all my whole career, I think will be 5 times, 5 times, no more than that.
Okay. Lee South says, Nobby, how did you settle in the Northeast? The media always make a big deal of the Northeast being a problem with big name players.
No, everybody enjoy. I really enjoy. You know, we have to, when you, as a footballer, you know, you are in the media side, you know, we need to be careful. Well, we have to behave. The players need to behave. But to be honest, in general, and try to be polite and try to be normal and enjoy very much in Newcastle when we have the time to going out. But it's part of the game. It's part of we need to be responsible when you are a player. You represent in the city, you know, one of the more important clubs in the Northeast. So, well, in my times, we used to have some, no personal probably, but one of the lads, we need to, but that's as a team, when we're working together, we need to look after each other, you know, when we're going out, make sure nobody get in any difficult situation. But in general, I'm talking about personal. I always enjoy Newcastle and having no problem with anybody.
Next question from Trotter. He says, which did you prefer, scoring goals or setting goals up?
Well, always was a person to thinking about the team. Doesn't matter who scored in the game. Longer we have a good result, we win. I don't mind. I don't really care. But the time I really enjoy very much to assisting. At that time, Alan was like, you sleep with him every night because I hear his bloody voice every single time we play in football. Hey, Nobby, I even have the ball yet. So, I really enjoy the team win. That's the more important for me. Doesn't matter who scored.
Wayne Gilmore says, what was it like to work under the great the great Sir Bobby Robson?
It was a privilege, was an honor to working with one of the best England coaching has in the time. Bobby was the right man, arrived in the right moment. He was made sure the players, team working very hard, make sure the players appreciate how much the fans enjoy football, the passion they have in the city. So it was the right. I mean, and unfortunately, Bobby arrived. We always wishing to Bobby arrive a little bit earlier than when he arrived in the club. And that time we enjoyed very much with him. He's a guy, we love it, we like it. We treat him more like a you see more like a father, like a grandfather, because he was a guy smart to make sure we had to be disciplined, things like that.
Yeah. Davy G, following on the managerial side of things, he says, who was the best manager that you played for?
I got the doggy. The dog is barking. I need to put it.
Go for it. Go for it.
The dogs. Yeah.
Good stuff, mate.
Now it's in the barbecue.
Davy G says, who was the best manager that you played for?
Well, I enjoyed very much with Bobby, and really, I think he was the smart guy, the intelligent, the experience he has around the world. He was, before arriving in Newcastle, he was in Portugal, he was in Spain. So I think I enjoyed very much his experience, to give it to us, to express ourselves, to play football,
Yeah, no problem. Glenn O'Neill said, I'd love to know the difference between Villa and the two Nobby.
It was a great club. I enjoyed very much in Villa. I had a great time. I was a player of the season that year. I remember the fans really liked it. It was mad when I left the club. But he, like I'm saying, I never was my wish to leave Newcastle. I always liked the club. I'm saying all the time, I like it to stay longer if you can. But in that moment, not playing much football. Sir Bobby my relationship with him wasn't the same like a few years before. But to be honest, when you engage, it's difficult. It's difficult to compare. I'm enjoying more time in Newcastle, the fans. But I was a lot of respect for Villa. But my heart was with Newcastle. No?
Mup says, would you change anything in your career if you could go back?
Well, we wish to probably give you more. No, I mean we wish to can give a trophy to the club. We always desperate to fight in that season when we was quite close, but unfortunately we had to challenge one of the best teams for Manchester United in that time. But in the personal, and always give you 100% what I can do, and but will be nice, if you can change now, come back with a probably new owner as a player. It will bring more good players to be competitive in the pitch and to try to win things, But that won't happen, unfortunately. But well, that's like I'm saying. We try to give everything, but unfortunately we couldn't give you any trophy in that time.
Celeb Spotter asked a question that everybody get asked. If there was a dinner party or a tea party, Nobby, you could take 3 guests. Who would you take?
If you
could take 3 guests to a party, who would you take?
Oh, I will check it. I really enjoy very much with Kieran, with Bellamy, and well, if somebody has to be peaceable in that party, it will have to be. And unfortunately, he's not here with us anymore. It's Gary Speed.
Okay, great stuff. Good answer. Lord Lonsdale says, get your trumpet out. Now, we did talk about this before I got you on. You're not playing your trumpet anymore, are you?
Oh, it's like me going to the pitch now to try to run behind the track, the full back. Can't do anymore.
Yeah. What was your favorite tune, Nobby? What was your favorite tune?
Ooh, it's so many great songs. I like a soul. The soul music or salsa music is very popular here in Peru. But I think Killing Me Softly is one of the greatest song ever. Even the time, whatever you hear it now in the 20s, it's still a great song.
Good stuff. Tom Hogan says, what were your thoughts on the quality of the training facilities at Newcastle? Was this an issue when you played?
Well, first of all, I was very impressed. Even I was moved from Boca Juniors, one of the biggest clubs around the world, from Argentina. my first impression when I arrived in England, how see the pitch, the facilities was amazing. How green the fields where we had to training, things like that was unbelievable. Was thinking about, oh my God, is it real or was it fake grass, things like that. I was very impressed. Amazing, the organization, everything. That's why I really enjoyed very much in Newcastle. Because my first period, my first season, I remember we used to train in Chelsea Street, next to the cricket pitch.
Yeah.
And after, remember when the club decided with Bobby building the new training ground, it was amazing. We really like it. It's like a home, you really enjoy every day, go to the training ground because you have everything there. It was amazing.
Yeah, good stuff, mate. Who was your favourite manager to play under and why, asks Tom Dixon.
Who was my favorite manager?
Yeah.
And the player Well, I always say, in my career, I have a period of so many managers. It's difficult to just say only one. No, will be fair, because you always try to pick out the best of one of these I have in my career. So it's difficult answer, but like I said before, from Bobby, I have the manager from Person from when I was in Leicester. I got manager here in South America. It's called Sergio Marcarian. Is from Uruguay. It's a good manager too. So Juan Carlos Oblitas, a Peruvian manager as well. So I always take the best for one each I have in my career. I was very lucky to have some good managers.
Ronnie Hot Dog says, what player inspired you as a child?
Oh, I always enjoy and really love the Brazilian player. At that time, I used to call Massinho. He played in the 90s. No, he used to play in the Celta de Vigo. Maybe it's difficult. Maybe he has to go on the YouTube to see what we're talking about. He used to play right back. He used to play midfielder. Was intelligent player. It's called Massinho. Now his sons, there's Thiago Silva. Do you know play for Bayern de Munich?
Yeah.
And the other boy played for Barcelona. He's the dad. So
right.
Now they will thinking what we're talking about. It's called Massinho, because in Brazil it's strange because all the names and there's different names in the bloody passport. It has a name for play football. I don't know. It's a little bit confused, but it's called Massinho. Massinho. It was a great, excellent player. I love him because he's talented, intelligent, good player, like a typical Brazilian.
Peter Shepard says, did you used to practice kicking with the outside of your foot from being young?
I always say the only reason I used to use a lot my right foot outside is because I never work in my bloody left foot. I was so lazy with my left foot. That's why even when I bought a car, I never bought manual car. I used to wear automatic because my left foot never worked. So what happened is I never use my left foot to kick because I have no strength enough. So what I used to do when I go inside court, I have to use my right foot to cross. Even when I used to play on the left side, I have to cross with my outside foot. I never use my left foot much.
Okay, Delza Jody says, how did it feel to play in the derby matches? Did you have any superstitions before games?
Well, at that time, we really was a lot of confidence. To be honest, we all respect Sunderland, but I knew it. We knew it. We be strong side, strong every time we have to play them. But well, we enjoy very much. I know how important was for the players, how much important was for the fans. I used to play derbies here in Argentina against Boca Junior River Plate. I know how important is this kind of matches. So we really enjoyed very much. Enjoyed very much when we used to go, Sunderland Stadium, or we play at St. James Park. I know how special it is for the Northeast, the derby, but fortunately we have a good record against them.
Tom says, Nobby, Lee Clark was saying that you used to play him a song to him when he got out of his car at the training ground. Do you remember that?
Oof. I tried to. He has to remember. He has to tell me because I've been playing the trumpet to everyone all over the place. Nice,
Malcolm,
great lad, great man.
Malcolm Gordon says, what Premier League goal stands out that you scored? Can be for any team.
I like the one, I was in Aston Villa. The Villa goal, that was, to me, one of the... You said was the Premier League goals and stand out like I scored.
Yeah, that you scored.
Yeah, it was a Aston Villa goal. I think Aston Villa goal. I like the one that flicked over and against the Spurs was 1-0.
Yeah.
On Monday.
Yeah, I remember that. Turtle Rabbit Samurai Assassin says, Boca Junior fans versus the Toon Army. Who's the craziest?
Well, it's hard to compare because the behave you have to be in England and the behave you can do in Argentina is different license. Different situation you express yourself. I think we always say when we speak in South American people, the way is the fans behave in the stadiums is nothing to compare with South America because you've been sorted out a lot of, and unfortunately deal with the 80s earlier with difficult problems. But to be honest, when we move to England, we all say we play in the theater.
Yeah,
it's too nice. Fans in that because you have to behave. That's why it's not nice to compare. Boca Junior was crazy. The bloods jumping behind the goal, fireworks, things like that. They are different situations, different atmosphere. But to be honest, in both situations, get a club for 52,000 people or Boca Juniors 70, 65,000 people, same feeling. It was great fans, both.
Mr. Oliver NUFC says, what was Maradona like at Boca? And also, do you remember the Peru song I wrote with my class?
No. Well, I was like a privilege, like I'm saying all the time. I was one of the wishes or dreams of the young player when you start to come through to play football. I never thought in my life I would play with Maradona because the age, I probably will retire. My only wish was I hope so catch him, play against him when we play Peru against Argentina in the future. But I never thought in my life I will be my teammate and we move to Argentina. So all my dreams come true, It was amazing. Was like, when you wish to play for one of the big clubs. But I never thought when I'm arriving in Boca Juniors, Maradona will decide to stay playing football for another 4 months. But it was amazing. It was, he's the leader. You see a guy, positive guy. Guy made you sure you around him you will be safe because his football, his mentality. He was excellent person. I know you can see Maradona in the 80s. We saw in the 90s, 80s. He was like he's natural. He's a winner guy. He's a win games. He will win everything. So I was very privileged to play next to him.
Funko Freddy says, what was the dressing room like after the Sunderland defeat, which was Ruud Gullit's last game?
Oh, it was terrible. Terrible because everybody probably knew it. First of all, we was shocked. Leave Duncan, Ferguson, and Alan Shearer living in the bench because we had to. In that days, nobody knew who's going to play until you arrive into the stadium before the match. So when we saw the war and say, "Oh my God, the big giant's not there, something problem." I think Ruud knew it was going to happen. If he will lose the game without these two on the pitch, I think he knew he will leave the club. It was a really sad day, really sad moment, and unfortunately, the situation in the dressing room before that wasn't the best. That's why Bobby probably, when he arrived in the club, he knew he hearing from the assistant coach and the people around he need to sort it out the dressing room, and that's happened. But it was a very, very sad day. We lost. We knew how's the passion in the club losing against the rival. For many years, lose at home is not nice.
Mark Domican says, what was your favourite away ground and why?
Well, Old Trafford always been like a play for because the history of Manchester United. I know Liverpool ground too. Anfield Road is another great stadium, great history in the football. But in that time, when my time arrived, Manchester United was the club was in a great time, a great moment. I like the stadium, very massive stadium, difficult stadium to play. More difficult because it has a great players and it has a great team. In my times when we had to deal with play against Manchester United.
Joe Walker says, how good was Gary's speed?
Well, we always say it's sad to speak about him, but he was the guy when I arrived. I'm very pleased, especially with him, when I arrived in the club, couldn't speak any English. He tried to get around myself, to try to make me feel welcome. He was amazing. He was an amazing person. He was our captain. We say, I know Alan always is the captain, but he was the guy in the pre-seasons, in the matches. He's the guy giving you lift, pushing. He's a punching lad. He was a great captain. To me, he was a great captain to outside, inside the pitch, outside the pitch. He was amazing, great professional, and unfortunately, he's not with us anymore.
Yeah, God bless him. Mutt Murphy says, what ground did you hate playing at?
You know, it's only no more because the pitch is the Fulham Stadium. Fulham is still very old-fashioned. You know, still keeping the dressing room very uncomfortable because it's very little. You have to, you know, how many players, the staff, the kidman has no bloody space to put the cases in there to bring out the clothes. So it was a little bit too small. I mean, the dressing room, no? After the pitch, always the pitch in good condition. But to me, it wasn't the best.
Sean asks, when the takeover happens, what 3 players would you like to see form the spine of the squad?
Oh, he's a great talent, for sure. I would love to see Neymar. I would love to see Neymar. I like Harry Kane. If he's well, if he's fit, he's a proper striker. It reminds me very much of like Alan. It's a similar probably style. And for sure, Mbappe, you need a superstar. If you want to win the league, you want to be, you know, in that progress, you need very good quality players.
And which current players would you keep a hold of?
Well, I see them. You go some lads. They've been deal with the club for a few years. The captain, Lascelles, his name.
Lascelles, yeah.
Lascelles. He's a guy you see. He's try to. I like Richie. Richie is a lad. No, probably he got feelings from the club. Maybe he's no. Sometimes you need probably like it happened to me when I arrived in Newcastle. We knew Alan Shearer is there, Sheikh Given, Harper, Gary Speed, Robert Lee, Warren Barton. People identify with the club. You know, it's good, important to when players arrive into the club. You need somebody to make sure you know what's about the club. And unfortunately, in these years, that's why I cannot mention many names because only see a little bit because I got the opportunity to went to the training ground with Rafa when he was a manager to see training sessions. I saw Richie, Lascelles, to these people get involved, you know, in the situation of the club to make sure. But that's why it's very important now. These players need to realize how important is the club, how much care about football the city. So, but like I'm saying, to me, it's this guy Lascelles and the Richie, you know, the guy is more represented.
Yeah. George Green said, who did Nobby room with at Newcastle? And any funny stories?
I remember with Bobby. Bobby was what happened. We have in the dress room. You know, we close to the manager dress room, the showers. I remember Olivier Bernard was in the shower. He put a lot of soap in his body, and Bobby just passed around and said, "Hey son, don't do too hard. It's difficult. It won't come out. It won't come out." Olivier Bernard thought, "He's fucking racist. He's fucking racist." It was very funny day. I was laughing. We have a very good restaurant with Olivier, with all Lua, Obafemi Martins, with Shola, all the lads. We have a great fun.
Yeah, good stuff. Trotter says, what do you make of the South Americans at Newcastle now? Joe Linton, now Miron, what do you make of them?
Well, they're good players, but like I'm saying, sometimes it's difficult because it's a period, you know, and unfortunately, Leighton always say it's a good striker, but he needs supplies. It's difficult. The way the team play is hard sometimes. Even Alan Shearer in the pitch, with the way the team play, we was probably more attacking team. We go from the left side, from the right side, from the middle. We go always try to supply to the striker. He's doing the role more like a defensive role. Almiron is another, I like him because he got pace, he's very lively, but it's difficult when you see the team, probably attacking team, they don't link in each other much. They all well played like in my time now. You used to go a little bit more tight football, so they need to link in a little bit more. But they're both good players, and unfortunately they have to deal with the way the team plays, not fixing much. That's why Allington will score more. You see more Joelinton. You see he's more in the outside the box than he has to be in the box, because the way he has to come help the team to track back the opposite side. But they're good players, and unfortunately he has to deal with that situation or the way the team plays, you know.
Yeah. Glenn O'Neill, so much credit to you, Steve, for these live videos. Fair play. Thank you. I'd like to know what Stephen Carr was like. Irish connection. He played behind Nobby. What was Stephen Carr like to play with?
Yeah, he's a good fullback. He's like to go, you know, forward. It's nice when you have a fullback to come all the time. They want to be over your lap. So he's a great player, great professional. He's working very hard. He likes the club. He moved from Tottenham to Newcastle. I have to, in my second time when I come back, I deal with him. So he's a great professional. He's good, very good fullback. He's another punch and lad, you know, proper Irish. He want to fight. He want to win games. Great professional.
Yeah, good stuff. Mup says Messi or Ronaldo?
He always will be difficult. To me, I like Messi. I love Messi.
Yeah.
Not because I'm American, it's because the way he plays football.
Yeah. Joe Walker says he was watching the 4-1 game at the Stadium of Light. What memories do you have of that game, Nobby?
I try to remember. Yeah, well, sorry. Always we enjoy to, like I said before, we know how much it's for the fans to be Sunderland. So yeah, I remember we have a good team. We have a good football that day. We play great football. I knew Sunderland struggled that year. I'm not sure, but that year they went down to the championship. So
they got 15 points. 15 points all season. It's still a record.
Well, so we will enjoy very much because we knew it as well. We want to be down. I know how much it's for the fans. We enjoy too. So really great games. I remember that 4-1.
Mup says, which player, past or present, would you love to have played with?
Oh, we love to enjoy for sure with Messi. When Messi it's nice to enjoy to play behind him or see him or linking with him because he's a smart player to me.
Yeah, good stuff. Wayne Gilmore says, what are you doing with your time now, Nobby? Are you still involved in football?
Yes, like you said before, I'm still working in the national team as one of the assistant coach. We've been 5 years when I soon retired. In the last 7 years, I've been involved in football as a coach. So yes, I'm still working with the national team. I'm really enjoying with this intelligent and learning a lot with this intelligent manager we got. We love so much here in Peru because we gave great successful to after 36 years come back to the World Cup to qualify. It's amazing thing happening in the country. So I'm very pleased. I'm very proud to be next to this guy, learning a lot. So that's my situation. Still involved. We play qualifies. Soon this situation, the lockdown, come out. So we probably will start playing football again in September.
Craig Macklin says, who was the best right back that you played in front of?
Play in front. Oh, you. Well, I was with Warren Bart in the beginning, Andy Griffin, Aaron Hughes sometimes. Yeah, I would say with Andy Griffin because I was playing more time with him behind me. He was bloody sick, crazy boy, tackle. He's a great lad. I like Andy Griffin. He always said to me, "No, he come back." He was shout to me, "Back, listen, you are the defender. I'm bloody the attacking team. You want me to do your job too?" But Andy Griffin, I enjoy with Andy Griffin too.
NUFC 3920 says, Nobby, do you like Greg's? If so, what's your favourite pasty?
You need to translate me that for what's that?
Greg's. It's the bakers in Newcastle. Yeah, Greg's the bakers.
Oh no, I never. I only went for kebabs.
Only kebabs. Chicken ones.
And chicken ones.
Celeb Spotter says FIFA 19 or FIFA 20. Are you a games player?
I'm very bad with the new technology, my friend. Even I got my young kids in here. Not really liking it. I prefer play 5-a-side with my friends.
Yeah, right, okay. Trotter says the record, has been beaten. Sunderland's record was beaten, of course it was, by Derby. 11 points they got relegated with. So that was unfortunate. It's another record Sunderland don't have. Lee South says, Nobby, which league in Europe do South American players want to play in the most?
Now, I believe it's everybody really fancy or enjoy more to come to the Premier League. The Premier League started to become very popular in the last 10 years, 12 years. You see now, in the time when I moved to England, wasn't many South American players in England. But now, I think the Premier League started to become the number one. I know Spain used to be very popular, or Italy, but now I think, my opinion, I think the Premier League, all the South American players would love to play in the Premier League.
Ken says, during your time at Newcastle, did you actually understand the Geordie accent?
It's been 25 years, still speaking to Geordie people, and still struggle to understand them, especially when they have a pint.
And Mark Kemp says, can Nobby play the local hero theme on his trumpet? Did you ever play any of the local hero stuff? Did you ever play any Newcastle stuff?
You have to send me the sheet, so I will have to read and need to practice. But maybe next time I will play for you.
What was the band that you used to play in?
Geordie Latinos, but we play salsa music.
That's right.
Latinos, a little bit salsa music.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, I mean, I think I came to see them once. It was absolutely fantastic. Mupp says, do you think Alan Shearer's goal record will be beaten?
Well, we hope so. We hope so. First of all, we wish first the team, the club, win something. I hope so. If these new people arrive, if these new people arrive and new owner, the first wish we all want to is the club get you first trophy. So I know how desperate, how much the fans would like it to see that. And after that, you will see that will come true. If you bring some good striker, probably somebody will be the record for Alan, because imagine how long Alan been retired. He's still the record in the club. It tells you a lot of things.
Yeah, possibly Harry Kane, if he comes to Newcastle, he could be the man to do it.
I know. Any superstar, Haaland, him, you need to assist, you need attacking to somebody.
Yeah, 100%. When Nobby's not with the national team, what does he do outside of football? What's your hobbies? Glenn O'Neill asks.
Well, just come back home. You start to what happened in that new rule. You're thinking about you have to do a lot of stuff, because what happened with the national team, we start to follow the players. Every coach has your own space. You have to now follow our players, because the national team, the only problem is the deal we have to training is day by day. Training with them. You only call them every 2-3 months, but our manager give it like a homework, something like we need to follow players to see how they're doing in the club. They're still playing. Every day we go to the training ground from Monday to Friday. We go to the training ground with all the staff. We looking for how's the weekend, who's playing, who's not playing, who's injured. So we always behind the players, look after the players to see how they're doing before we make the list to call them before every international game.
Yeah. George says, do you remember your debut at St James's Park for the reserves? There was about 15,000 turned out. I remember I was at that game. Can you remember it?
Yeah, of course. But you know, I was a little bit confused that day because when I was when I saw so many people in there, I said, "Oh, what's going on in here?" I thought somebody told me it will be only a reserve game. I thought, is that official? I was asking with my poor English. I couldn't speak much. I wasn't sure if it was only a reserve game or was it the first team game because how many people turned on that day? Oh, it was amazing, man. I was amazing. I was very pleased because people told me later now because when you are a new player, you come, arrive in the club that show the fans, show you interested to see how you want to do it. So no, to me, I was very pleased when I heard after when people told me what's about. It's amazing. Who play with 15,000 people. Even in Peru, when I was playing here in the professional club, no many turn, not many people turned that day. It was fantastic.
Andre Abramov, who said I looked a bit gloomy earlier on. I'm just trying to listen to Nobby. That's all. I am trying to smile a bit more. He says, "Did you ever meet Tino or Jonas Gutierrez? If yes, can you tell us any stories?"
Well, I try to tell the lads when I'm finished with playing with the club, I'm still living in Newcastle for a little bit period because I got my new family. She's from there, my new partner and the kids. So I still live in. That's the reason when Tino Spria used to come over to visit Newcastle to see friends, I was there. I know Tino even when we play against before he moved to Newcastle. So I know Tino very well. He's a great lad. Still we speak a lot about the club. He liked Newcastle. He said to me many times, "You should not come back to Parma. I should stay in Newcastle." So he really enjoyed it. Jonas the same. Jonas, I played against him as well when he was on Argentina side. But when we was in Newcastle, him, Coloccini, all South Americans being in Newcastle, I was get a relationship because at the time was around the club. So there, everybody has a very nice comments. Everybody, South Americans arriving there, he loved Newcastle. Even Christian Baceda didn't play much football. He really liked the city. He really liked the club.
Yeah. Philip Town says, "Was it you when we had a free kick and everyone ran over the ball and there was no one left to take it?" I remember that. Was that you, Nobby? Were you involved in that?
Well, at the time when I was playing, I knew it was me or Robert or Alan Shearer. We had to take the free kicks.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I remember as well that I couldn't remember. It wasn't my time.
I can't remember who it was. Yeah. Mupp says, "Will Nobby be having a can when the takeover goes through? Will he be having a drink?"
Oh,
to celebrate.
For sure, my friend. Will be nice. Will be nice.
What would you be drinking, Nobby?
No, it's only beers. I like beers.
Yeah.
Only beers. Nice beer. You in England has a very good beers. Nice beers.
1981 says, "Did you swap shirts with players and do you still have them? Did you used to swap shirts at the end of a game?"
Yes. I got a few players. I go David Bergkamp, Rooney, Thierry Henry, who else? Well, I spoke once with Davy. Got a chance to have it with David Beckham, but he wasn't saying no because he has a promise from somebody else already. So, but yeah, of course, I got Shearer, Di Canio. So, well, some great players in the time.
Yeah. Wayne Black says, "Would you recommend Newcastle to future players?"
Of course. You know, always. And when I speak, I got the opportunity. Even the teams, the lads in the national team, you got the opportunity to move there. You have to take it, go. You will enjoy so much football. You will feeling how the passion for in the town, how's the passion in football in Newcastle. So for sure, you will see. I hope so. If everything go ahead like everybody wish, you will see good South American players maybe.
Danielle says, "Nobby, thank you so much for your service and for the fantastic memories. What a lovely man you are. Welcome back anytime." Andy Worth says, "What defender did Nobby like playing in front of? Which one allowed him to go forward with confidence? He wasn't exposing our defense." So who was your favorite defender to play behind?
Ooh, well, like I'm saying, I like it because he enjoy very much to come forward was Stephen Carr. Stephen Carr is to link in, to how to link in to go forward. He was more confident. I remember him used to play for the sport. He would like attack. This is very. I really enjoy with Stephen Carr.
Okay. Alan White says, what was Duncan Ferguson like in training?
Oh, proper character. I never see. First of all, he's a great top man, lovely guy, bro. But in the pitch, he's a monster. He's a guy who loves to have the ball. He's very strong. Great character. I like it. He's a top man. I'm still talking to him. He's now, assistant coach in Everton. But he's a great lad. He's a great man. He's very, very strong.
He came across as a really good manager as well when he had that brief spell in charge of Everton whilst they were in between managers. It looks as if he could really do a good job in the manager's dugout.
Yeah, of course. He's doing, because he's a guy, he's a passion. He's a guy doing, working in the club. He's from the club. You need to know, you need identity. Some people identify, identity with the club. It's been hard. We knew his superstar was from Everton, so that's why the club keeping him.
Tom Hall says, my favourite Nobby Solano goal was against Arsenal at home in 2005. What was Nobby's favourite goal in the black and white shirt? You mentioned it earlier, didn't you? I think Tom might have missed that. It was Aston Villa, wasn't it? Aston Villa goal. Yeah,
yes, I remember the goal in 2005. We won 1-0. And yes, we play Arsenal, and I'm scoring the strike the ball. We won 1-0. Yeah, it's a good goal. I like it.
Sean Sturrock says, what was it like playing in the Champions League?
Well, for us, we knew it. For us, it's the best competition. All the players wish and dreaming to play this kind of competition, or UEFA, or play Champions League. It was a great experience for us. We knew it won't be easy because it's in the last, when you play against Inter, Juventus, you play against Barcelona, clubs that already they're prepared for this competition to win the competition. So it was very tough. We was quite close when we played Inter de Milan away. We was winning 2-1, and after they collapsed 2-2 because it was the opportunity to carry on in the competition. But it's amazing. See the fans, see everybody travel. Everybody exciting. It's nice as well for the club, for the city, to bring people travel from Italy, from Russia, from Spain, coming to know the city, because Newcastle has a very lovely reputation. So everybody enjoy. We miss that, no? I believe the players, I believe the club miss that times because it's really enjoyable.
Colin Wilson says, hi, Nobby. I'd just like to say it was an absolute pleasure to watch you play. Such a talented footballer who always gave 100% for the club. Thank you for the memories.
No, thank you. Always a pleasure. Always I'm enjoying. To be honest, I'm really enjoy playing St. James. Every weekend when we play at home, for us, personal, I'm really enjoying. I'm looking forward all the time to play at home because I know how much you enjoy to see the team winning games.
How big on Newcastle in South America, Joe Walker asks?
Well, it's a popular, it's a popular club. It's very popular here, and of course a little bit more because South American players like Tino Spree and myself became more popular. But in general, the Premier League is very popular. So Newcastle, everybody knows about Newcastle.
Mup asks a serious question here. Would you rather play on the same team as Paul Gascoigne or go on a night out with him?
in the team. It's too heavy. It's too heavy.
As we get to the end of the show, we always get these kind of questions. Nobby. Wayne Gilmore says, "What was your favourite pub or club to have a drink in at Newcastle?"
Well, we used to enjoy in the corner. You remember we used to meet with the lads because it's really friendly. The guy used to play in the vineyard, in the corner, around the corner street in Newcastle in the town. But the last few years, now when I've stopped playing football because I was living in Newcastle, I like going to my friend's place, Blackies.
Yeah.
You know
Ken
that.
Red. Yeah. Ken Red says, who was the toughest player you played with?
Oh, well, like I said before, Gary Speed was one of the characters. When I arrived in Newcastle, I remember I spelled with Stuart Pearce. Stuart Pearce was was my teammate in the beginning when I arrived in Newcastle. He was absolutely tough, really strong, great lad outside the pitch, like I said. When we have a Philippe Albert too as well. Philippe Albert, oh, another tough player.
Colin Wilson says, what was your favourite memory of your time at Newcastle? What's your favourite memory of all time?
I think that season when we qualified to the first season we qualified to the Champions League.
Yeah.
That's the season when I think I enjoyed very much that game because we beat Leeds away 4-3 and scored the goal. So that year was for us was amazing because we always fighting with Leeds to get in that spot to finish in the top 4. They have a great team, Leeds. I remember Leeds spent a lot of money with Rio Ferdinand, Fowler, a lot of Viduka, great players, Lee Boyer, all of them. So that year was a nice. We enjoyed very much because we finished in the top 4, and that's when we come back again into the Champions League.
Yeah, good stuff. Tom Dixon says, Nobby, thanks for the chat. You're an absolute legend. Hope you're keeping well. Hopefully see you soon again on this channel, which will be good. Good to get you back on once the takeover goes through. Colin Wilson says, Nobby, you still look young enough and fit enough to pull the shirt on. What's your secret?
No, my friend, it's the technology.
It's a technology.
No, thank you. No, yes, I'm still a little bit chunky now.
Trotter says, what Newcastle shirt is behind Nobby? Have you got a shirt behind you, Nobby?
Why, man?
Fantastic. Is that an original?
Somebody bought for me.
Somebody bought it for you. It looks good. Looks really good, mate. What is the Peruvian word for cans?
Lata.
Lata.
L-A-T-A. Lata. Can. Can for me.
Yeah.
Lata.
Lata de
okay. Cerveza.
There we go. We've got it.
Tell it's no Peruvian word. It's a Spanish word.
Okay. Glenn O'Neill, what was Clarence Acuna like at the club, Nobby?
Oh, it's a great lad. I saw him after a while because he came here. He's working for the confederation called CONMEBOL in South America. So, he was a great lad. I remember he gets stopped with the police. You remember he was a Captain, what's the name? The pirate?
Yes. Yeah.
Captain Hook,
yeah.
No?
Captain Hook, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great lad.
Yeah, good stuff. Everyone's got it. Everyone's got it, look.
yeah.
So, Nobby, we've come to the end of the stream. I just want to give this opportunity to you to give a message to the supporters who are watching.
No, first of all, I'm very pleased to give me the opportunity to speak to them. Always, my feelings about the club and my feelings about the city. I'm another Jordi guy with different accent, but always a pleasure about talking about the club, the time we spent. I wish all the best. Like I wish all the best. I wish everything go through for all the rumors, all the talk. Now, but the first thing, we be patient. I know it's a difficult situation we have to deal. Everybody has to deal around the world. Being locked down is not easy, but be patient. The more important, be healthy, be well. So soon we finish off this situation. I hope so. The club get great news.
Yeah, let's hope so, Nobby. And it'll be good. We'll get you back on once the takeover goes through, mate. I'll keep in touch and look forward to speaking to you soon. But thanks for coming on, mate. Love to the family and stay safe.
Thank you very much, and the same for everyone. Be safe.
Take care, mate. Bye-bye.
See you.
Great stuff. Thanks to Nobby Solano for coming on. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Tomorrow night, as you can see on the ticker at the bottom of the screen, we've got Gavin Peacock coming live at 6 o'clock. And that will be a good one. He was great a few weeks back. Those of you who saw him on Instagram would have enjoyed that. Please subscribe to the channel. Please leave a comment about the show as well in the comments section. It would be good just to get some feedback, and hit the bell if you recommend it. But you know, doing these for free, not doing them for any monetary gain. So please just give us some feedback. It will be good. Thanks for all your questions. I will be back tomorrow night with Gavin Peacock at 6 o'clock. Good night. God bless. I wish you well.